The Boss Show. Hello and welcome to the Boss Show. This is your show to tell you what's going on in the studio and to let you know what we have been doing, to tell you what we're doing now, to tell you what we're going to be doing, and to show you this. This is a new little piece of equipment I got, and I have named it Archibald. This is Archibald now. And you might think, oh wow, this is something that you stick on your keyboard at night so that you can actually see the keys and you can type it when you're in the middle of the night doing editing. But you are wrong. This is just there so you can see my face. Hi, you can't get away from me now. Well, I have recovered from the 2023 holidays. It was really interesting. I hope you've recovered from them as well. Gonna be a kind of a special Boss Show today because we're gonna go over like 2023 and 2024. We're gonna talk about what we did and what we learned, and we're gonna cough with our we're gonna talk about what I plan to do for the whole year of 2024 along with January and what I learned. I learned a lot in 2023. Of all the years that I have YouTubed, and I love, by the way, how Jacksepticeye, by the way, love Jacksepticeye, Markiplier get on. It's like, wow, I've been here for 10 years. Yeah, this year will be my 16th year on YouTube. Hey, for me! But I have to say, 2023 was one of the years I probably learned more than I have in any other year, maybe that other than just the first year I ever did it. Last year, we tried a lot of interesting new things. We tried to bring back some other things. We had a show where I tested MREs. That was fun, sometimes disgusting, but it was always fun. We had, I think, our first full year of the 2-Bit show, the Monday show, which you guys liked a lot. One of the major things I learned from 2023 is that while you guys do like gaming videos, you also like more variety. You like, which I didn't think would happen. I thought that, if I got the games down, you settle into that. But no, you guys like something different now and then. So that has been put into the caboodle. So here we are. I don't know if you guys knew about this. Some unfortunate news. There's a lot of people now that are just deciding to leave YouTube. And I don't know why. Masahiro is leaving. Tom Scott is leaving. Matt Pat has decided I'm going to leave too. Everybody's leaving. And they're leaving, I think, because they were really successful and they can leave. Just to let you know, I am not leaving in 2024. In fact, we're going to have, like I said, more variety. I'm going to bring back more things. I've been preparing to do that for a long time. And this is the year that I must put on the big boot and kicketh the ass. And I mean my own ass into gear so that this stuff gets done. Now, a lot of the stuff I'd kind of planned to do sooner. I'd hoped I was going to start it last year, but we had this situation during the last few months of the year where we lost a computer and we rearranged the studio, and almost everything now in the studio is new. There's a lot of new equipment. There's a lot of new software. We had, and by the way, the software has been one of the hardest parts because we flipped around most of the software now. It's almost like an entirely new studio, which I really want to take and slap it around and make it do new things. So that took up a lot of, that took up the last, I'd say maybe quarter of the last year was getting all that done. But now it's done. We have a pretty much brand new studio here, and we're ready to take off and do some things. We're gonna use what we learned last year and the years before, and we're gonna go forward into Doom. Right now we are playing Kit's Quest, which is a fun little video about a fox that goes platforming. At first, I thought it was going to be some nice little preschool kids game, just a cute little fox, and the more I play it, the harder it gets. This thing is like giving the finger to Crash Bandicoot at this point. It is difficult. This game is getting really, really hard. We're gonna keep playing it. I'm really curious how hard it's going to get. I mean, I shouldn't talk about foxes and getting hard and furry. Never mind. Starting pretty soon. In fact, I think it's starting tomorrow on Sunday. We're going to go back to Sunshine Sunday, only it's going to be different. One thing I learned last year above all else was that a lot of you guys like shorter games. You want one episode to be one game and then that game to be over, and then the next episode, you want it to be a different game. You like the indie games. You like the crazy, stupid, sometimes indie games. Sometimes they're really creative. Sometimes they're really dumb, but it's fun either way. And some of you guys really like those short episodes. Some of you also still like the normal play games, the ones that you buy on Steam, and they're fairly well produced, and you play those for a month or two. You have, I don't know, 8 to 10 episodes in those games. Well, one thing I found out is that some of you game fans out there, you like longer term stuff. You like long, you really like them long. It's all right. I had to get a drink of water. Let's go back to talking about long. Now we did a little experiment last year with Mythic Misadventure. Me and Featherhoof did that, and that was for the longer game fans. And it seemed to capture a group of you that like the longer term stuff. So we're going to continue that. We're going to switch Sunshine Sunday down to that. And so from now on Sunday, every week, we're going to play one game. We're going to pick a long-term game. We're going to game with tons of side quests and lots of characters and stories and drama and piles of shit and long things. And we're going to play the whole thing. We're going to explore everything. We're going to look at all the descriptions and all the stuff that those other gamers that like short games, how they don't like that stuff. We're going to do all that stuff. And it's starting tomorrow, I believe. We're going to start playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And if I play it, long term, studying the whole thing, actually figuring it out, going over the story and talking about game theory and the story and the lore, and if we're going over it the way I think we're going to, it'll probably last all year. So for you longer game fans, we're going to have that for you. We're going there's going to be some things, and I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm just going to let you know what's going to what's going to stop and what's going to continue for longer. Okay, first of all, the unboxings. We're going to keep doing unboxings. Y'all keep sending me boxes, so I'm gonna keep opening them. And there's no reason I shouldn't. And besides, I want to see what else Mouse is going to give me. One of these days, I'm gonna open up a mouse box and a live animal is going to jump out and eat my face. I know it's going to happen. That is going to continue. Now, one thing that's not going to continue. It is, but it isn't. And I'm not getting all philosophical. It's just both is and it isn't at the same damn time. Don't ask me how to explain it. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. The supercuts are not, they're going to continue, but they're not. The reason that for the last, several months, we've been doing supercuts on Fridays. Every Friday there's a new supercut, unless there's some other video, some special that I put on there. Those are going to stop. And the reason they're stopping is because I'm running out of them. I went back and I put together my best series that I've ever made when I was doing gaming, and damn it, I knew it! I went and I put together all of the older series that I did, and those have just been coming out pretty much every week. Well, I'm running out of them. Now, there will be supercuts in the future, but those supercuts are going to come from games that I'm putting together now, series that I'm making now. So they're going to take a little longer. You might get one of those every couple of months or something like that. However, Fridays are going to switch over. One thing that, let me explain. Lucy, let me explain. When I started doing Indie Windy, I thought, well, okay, there's plenty of indie games out there, and I'll be able to do one a week, and I'll just pick, whatever indie game is out and big that week, I'll just pick that and I'll put that on Wednesday. And I thought that would be enough time. It ain't. A, you guys really like the indie games, and B, there are far more of them than I thought there would be. If you guys notice, I'm behind. Indie Windy's behind. Once a game gets to Indie Windy, you've probably seen other people play it weeks ago. That's because there are so many of them. So what's going to happen is when the supercuts end, when I run out of them, Friday is going to be another indie day. In fact, I think I'm going to call it Free Friday. It's going to be a game where I play games that are free on itch.io or demos or things you can just go and grab and play them, but they're specifically going to either cost nothing, either nothing or under $5. One or the other. I'm still... We're braining that right now. I haven't brained it yet. We're working on the brain. So I know you guys like them, and there are way more of them than I thought there would be. And if I can do 2 of them a week, that would actually keep me up. I'd be able to play the newest indie games out there, and I wouldn't be falling behind so much. So coming up pretty soon, I think at the beginning of February, we're going to start Wednesday and Friday. Both are going to be independent games. Now, here's what will not be coming back. You won't be seeing this again. The Dear Two Letters videos are not coming back. Those didn't do so well, and they were a lot more trouble than I thought they were going to be, but don't think that they're going away. They're just probably going to be part of another show. The MRE videos, those are not going to be coming back. Those, as fun as those were and as interesting as they were, I wasn't getting a whole lot of MREs. I mean, I did get a bunch of them. In fact, I still have some left. But I don't know. Those didn't seem to capture, they didn't seem to capture you guys a whole lot. And honestly, they didn't capture me either. I thought that I would have a lot more fun testing these things out. And while they're good, and I do love the MREs, I don't know. It didn't make as good a show as I thought it was going to make. Hey, we have to experiment now and then to find out what is good and what is poo. Another thing that will not be returning is Mythic Misadventure. Featherhoof and I decided we were going to play that game for a year, and we hoped we would get finished with it, but we didn't. There was a lot of things that went wrong with that one, and some of it was on Featherhoof's fault. He actually admitted to it, but a lot of it was my fault too. There were times that I missed it because I was sick or we couldn't make the recording date or whatever. So Mythic Misadventure is not going to continue. However, that is not to say that I'm not going to be playing games with Featherhoof anymore. We are. In fact, we have a few planned already, and those are coming up. Just no long-term, like, I'm gonna play a game with this guy for a year. That's really hard to arrange. We found that out real quick. So we will be playing games with Featherhoof coming up, but no more like year-long things. The year-long thing is going for Sunshine Sunday, and that's gonna be just me. And since I told you guys already that, the studio has been redone, there have been a couple of really important things. They don't seem so important, but they are, and I filmed a little thing for you guys to show you a couple of the new things that we have in the studio and give you some ideas about why I'm excited about 2024, and I hope it'll get you guys excited too. It's going to be fun. Hi, hello guys, hi. I have my little camera set up on a tripod right now because I wanted to introduce you to someone, and this is the someone right here. This computer is this poor thing. By the way, I gotta tell you its history. When I started my Patreon, was however many years ago I did, 8, I don't know how many years, I had a computer. It was executed within, I think a year because lightning hit near the house, fried it. And that's when this was born. Now, almost everything you've seen on my YouTube channel has been produced by this computer. You guys know the problems that we've been having with it. For the last year and a half, I knew it was dying. It's been complaining because I've heard it's the hard drive, squeeze. It's been falling apart here and there, and I knew that it was on its last legs. And then, as I told you guys before, that water came into my room and landed in it, and that was like, it was like, why am I trying so hard when I'm just gonna die anyway? I managed to get it back going, and this trooper here, this guy, kept going for just long enough for me to back up everything off of it, and then it died. It died. How do I know it died? Because when I booted it up, there was a blue screen. It flashed for so fast I couldn't read it. So I actually filmed it, and I captured the screen, and there it is right there. If you don't know anything about computers, I'll tell you what this screen said. Some of you guys out there who know about computers are looking at this and going, oh, damn, because that is the final screen you're ever going to get. The unreadable boot sector, or unreadable boot volume, I believe. What that means is that the hard drive that your operating system is on is either dead completely, or the boot sector has been corrupted, which means that operating system is not going to boot on that hard drive anymore ever again. It's over. So I thought, well, okay, I backed up everything off of it. What can I do? Is there anything I can do? I don't want to just toss it away. It's got good hardware in it that can work. So what I did was this, and I want to introduce you to this particular thing, because we have gone and we have resurrected this machine. I know all you penguinites out there are going, wait a minute. Did he turn it into a Linux machine? I turned it into a Linux machine. This is now, it's called Manticore now. I always name my machines after some kind of mythical animal, and it's now Manticore. It is working. I'm setting it up. It still needs software and needs all kinds of stuff. But I have found the keys. It does run. It is working. It's a little slow because the hardware is a little bit older. I know. Yeah. See, right now I know all the Linux fans out there are jerking off right now. There we are. I moved it around. I moved the camera around a little bit because it was getting in the way of my light. But this machine is now Linux, and it has a new purpose. It's going to be specifically for audio engineering and just audio production. And so this is the machine that kept all my videos coming out for all those years. And now it is renewed. It is now a Penguin machine. I'm very much looking forward to all the work that we will do together. So that is a little bit of good news from the demise of my last machine. We have a new machine. Another new thing that has happened in the studio, and this was very important to me. When I first got in the studio, I covered up any windows because I wanted to control the lighting. Problem was I covered it up with just aluminum foil and tape on the window. So it means it could never come off, right? Well, with a little bit of ingenuity and an old IKEA bookshelf, which I didn't need anymore, I made something that I've really needed for a long time. And I know it doesn't seem important, but I have to show it to you. You see the wall here? You've seen this wall a million times. You just didn't know it. Back in my older videos, you would see the aluminum foil right here. Doesn't look like that now, right? Well, here's why. Check it out. Oh, God, hey, it got dark on the camera, didn't it? Look at that. You know, one thing that you really miss is just daylight, plain daylight. And that's one of those things that you don't realize until you spend 12-hour days working in a completely daylightless studio for years on end. And after a while, you really get this thing going on where it's like, I just want some daylight. I want some light in my life. I want to be able to see the sun and know what time it is by just the time of day. This was one of the best things I've done in my studio so far, is to actually make it to where I can open the window and close it back up. If I want to record again, all I have to do is put that back on and I can record all I want. But until then, I actually have some light in my studio again.
And I'm happy for this because I'm looking forward to 2024 being a year where I kind of go back into the light. And I don't mean that spiritually, but I mean emotionally, in a way. So, very much looking forward to it.
You know, I try to actually keep, when I build things for the studio or I try to rebuild things for the studio, I try to keep it cheap because I don't have a whole heck of a lot of money to throw towards the studio, but the money that I do have comes from my patrons, patreon.com/rantinggryphon. It's what keeps me going. It's why I can update the studio now and then, and it's also why I can eat. It's also why I can afford internet every month. Patreon.com, they keep me going over there. And when they do, they probably get more personal attention from me than they ever actually thought they would get. In fact, I know the last couple of people who signed on with Patreon were like, man, I didn't know I was going to know too so well. And I'm sure they're sorry that they do now. If you want to be a part of that family, go on over there and help me out. And believe me, anything you donate to me, it's not going on anything stupid. It's going on, literally just the few bills I have and what's in the studio and food. And all of it goes to really good use. I mentioned in the video that computer, in fact, there it is right there. I flipped it around. I wanted to show the penguin and the Linux stuff just to get all the penguinites out there all excited about it. But there it is. It's sitting there. Hi, how you doing? I mentioned that that's going to be an audio computer because I am planning this year to bring back old things. I don't know why. Let me take a minute to try and brain. Don't know if I can. We'll see. Rewind me 15, 20 years ago, and here I am, and I don't have anything to lose, so I'm making music, and I'm doing commentary on not always politics, but social issues and cultural issues, and I'm making rants. And these things eventually, over a short period of time, actually got me a little bit of fame, and I was doing live stand-up comedy all over the world, and I don't know why I decided to, but I thought, okay, well, now that that's happened, I don't have to do those things anymore. Why I decided that? Well, I told you I don't have a brain. So we're going back to that. One thing that I think is important to people right now is nostalgia. People are looking at what's happening right now in the whole world, and they're going, man, I miss something, X. I miss this thing that used to happen. A lot of people miss the 2 Cent Show. A lot of people miss the rants. Some people out there who knew about it missed my music. We're bringing all of that back. I'm bringing that back this year. And one of the first things I'm going to do with this computer over here is I'm going to start to record music again. I'm going to release the songs publicly. You guys will be able to hear the songs. I might sell albums of them if you like them enough. We'll see what happens. I'm going to make in-depth videos for my patrons about how I'm recording and writing songs and stuff like that. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to record songs with newer methods. I'm going to record them the way I did in the 90s. We're going to record the songs in the old-fashioned way, and I'm actually going to write new songs. I know that people out there are sick that every time they hear a song, it's already a song that's been written a long time ago and it's just been remixed. I'm tired of that myself. I'm going to write new songs. Holy crap, something new. Yeah, I'm actually gonna dare to make new songs. We shall see how that comes out. Hopefully I can still do it, I don't know. There will be political things coming on the channel. Before I said that there won't be anything political, there wasn't anything political on my YouTube channel, and there wasn't. But that's going to change because there's going to be shows now that are going to be political. One thing I will say is if you don't want political stuff, the gaming videos that I play, they will never have politics in them. I don't want those to have politics in them. I want to have some shows sometimes that are just happy. They're good. They're positive. And I know a lot of people think that politics are not positive. I don't know why. My gaming videos will never have politics in them. However, we are going to bring back a show called Reality Check. did reality check a few times. They went over pretty well. I liked them, and I think what they're going to do is basically maybe once a week, I'm going to be talking about some news story I heard or something I've seen in society that really needs to have, like the title is, a reality check. That I'm not going to say that show will always be political, but it ain't going to stay away from it. So there you go. There will be a new talk show. I don't know. It's going to be along the lines, if you guys ever saw my Radio Free Potatoes or heard, because they were podcasts. If you heard those, it's going to be more like those. There's going to be some nostalgia. There's going to be some thoughts here and there. And there's going to be some longer ideas on culture, on politics, on society. I want to say those are going to be every week, but I will see. I need to work out the timing on those. And there are going to be rants again. I was always puzzled. Should I make the rants and should I put them on YouTube? Because YouTube, they get pissy about opinions now. And I've decided, you know what? No, I'm going to put them all on YouTube. I'm just going to slap them on YouTube. And if YouTube starts giving me problems with them, then I will move that shit over to Rumble. I already have a Rumble account, but we're at least going to try them on YouTube first and see what happens. So those are my main goals for 2024. And they're not all going to come out at the same time because some of the stuff I haven't done before, some of the stuff I haven't done in years. It's been, I think, 15 years since I've used Linux. And now it's sitting there looking at me like, what you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know how to do it anymore. So I have to relearn how to use Linux. I've got to pick up my guitars. I've got to start, practicing again. There's a lot of things. So they're going to start coming out, but they'll probably be one at a time. But they are coming this year. And like I said, I got the boot. I put the damn big boot on to kick myself right in the ass. Now, those are the main things, but here's some things that I want to try to also bring back. I'm going to put some effort into this. Gryphon Game Guilds, for all you patrons out there, I know that you like the Gryphon Game Guilds. And I'm going to put some effort into bringing those back because I enjoy doing them. You guys know why. It kind of sort of a relaxing point for me, and it was also a point that another point that I got to spend personally with my patrons. I really enjoyed that. It cleared my head of a lot of things a lot of times, and I want to bring that. I'm going to put effort into bringing that back. My patrons, and actually a lot of you guys out there, have asked me many times to make some kind of cooking show. Because I love food and I love to cook. And I cook a lot of older type of simple recipes. So many people are like, well, I want to see how you done it. That's like, well, you just get an egg. How do you scramble the eggs? Do you think about your mother when you're doing it? And I'm like, crap, I should show this off. So I'm going to try to make maybe one or two cooking shows to see how to do them. I'm going to put effort into that. And another big thing that I'm really going to try to put effort into is making more VR shows. Well, I've made 2 of them so far and a few segments. I really like the way they turned out. You guys like the way they turned out. Now that this has moved and I have everything that's new over here, I'm going to set up my VR and I'm really going to seriously put more effort into making more VR shows because those were just fun. And also the reason that there won't be any more Dear 2 shows is because in the show that I'm going to do, the weekly show, that I'll probably have an answering letter show in there, or a segment in there, and I have a segment also in VR where I answer letters and messages. So we won't need the Dear 2 show anymore because I'm going to be doing it in other places. However, longer show this time. I had a lot to unpack and tell you guys about. Those are the things that are on my mind for 2024. And a lot of it is going to involve me going back to writing comedy and writing stories and commentary and things. So we're going to do that. I'm hoping, I don't know why, but I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do all this new stuff and also it won't affect the gaming videos. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Because no brain. I just, all I can think about is long. The Monday shows will come back. They are going to come back. The only reason they haven't yet is because I just have to set up some presets in my editing software, which, by the way, is brand new editing software. I don't know. I should have shown that off. I'll do that a little later. I used to use, from the time I learned to edit until, a week ago, I was using Sony Vegas, and which turned later into something else. But I was using Sony Vegas that whole time until I found a program called Shotcut. Shotcut is better than Sony Vegas. It's got more functions. It's a lot, and it's also free. It's free. You don't even have to pay for it. You just download it and use it. And I'm like, okay, I'm on board with this. It's just too much. So I've had to relearn editing software and everything. I'm having to reinvent my entire life. So that is what we're planning on for 2024. I need more patrons. I gotta have more patrons. And besides, patrons become my friends usually, and anybody can use more friends. So there's both of that. I want to thank you to you guys, by the way. And as much as I push my Patreon, I want you guys to know that everything I do on my YouTube channel is free. It's fine. You don't have to pay for it if you can't. That's fine. And I hope you all enjoy it either way. And thank you for watching it. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for another year to Ranting Gryphon Studios and the things that I am sitting here on my butt doing for your face. Patrons extra thank you for you guys. I know that you guys did enjoy the Gryphon Game Guilds. I really want to bring those back. And when I start doing the music videos, when I start making music over here, I'm going to make videos for you guys. I'm thinking about, making like music lessons and recording lessons. And I'm definitely going to show you what I'm doing behind the recording process. That'll be a special series for you guys. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for helping me eat. I don't know how much I can thank you for that, but just that comes from my heart because I'd be dead. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, thank you for keeping me alive. It's very important to me that you do that. I can't thank all of you guys enough. I thought that 2023, at least for me personally, creatively, it was a really good year. It was a very experimental year. I had fun doing it. I'm not saying the year was good as far as like politics was concerned. I'm not even going there on that. But for me, in this studio, it was a good year, and I am planning on having a much better year this year. I hope you guys will stick with me and hang out and see what's going on, and tell everybody if you see anything that you like on my channel, go share it with other people and get other people involved. I would really appreciate that too. I'm gonna take off for now. Stick around for tomorrow when you get to see the first new Sunshine Sunday that are coming out. It's gonna be a really exciting game. And as usual, I'll be here almost every day. Love you guys, and I will talk with you again very soon.